our hunters are back from the time space anomaly thing, and yeah, Titania's not happy. And gonna do
Look, we did what we could, all right?
well, I mean, like, she's not gonna say anything to you guys about it, at least not yet. But so before we open in on like, true day phase and shit, I'm going to say that there is a scene that Titania is outside in a forest, brambly, wandering. Her hood catches on different things that are outside here. It is twilight, and I think, Eligos, you are somehow following her.
All right.
This is after all of the stuff got settled, and she's in a bit of a snit. I think you were helping take care of one of the other things that was going on at the time, and she happened upon the scene where the Hargrave hunters took care of the anomaly, but not in the way that she expected, and she's rather pissed off about it. So she's tearing apart some things. She's like swirling her hood in a very, very, melodramatic way. And I think you are following respectfully, sarcastically behind, I guess. And
No, this is serious business.
Well, she swirls around and just faces you with a mask of fury on her face, and just, I cannot believe that they did that. They were supposed to just send her away, have that box opened, and unravel everything about her. I cannot believe that they did that. Do you have anything to say?
Not to your face, no.
So kind as usual, dear Robin. Well, there's a bit of a rumor that there are people that are breaking mirrors in Buckingham Palace. I wonder who that might be.
Are you sure they aren't your people? Seems like something you'd love to have happen.
She turns away from you for a second and then turns back with a small smirk on her face. I don't know what you might mean by that. But, the denizens of Harkening Place had taken care a little bit of the Society Obscura, and Mr. Taggard seems to be a bit softened up now. And well, I hope you have kept up your business with the coven in an appropriate manner.
With all due respect, you know I have no choice.
Well, if you would just stop making agreements and pacts and oaths, spreading yourself a little too thin, my boy.
Yes, I suppose you would know.
Here's a little gift for you. And she hands you off a package that looks like it's familiar. It might be a bag that you had like years ago, like of tanned deer skin or something, but you notice it's a bit damp on the bottom. Do you open it in front of her?
No, I know how these things go. I meant to carry it a great distance, aren't I?
Oh, you can open it now if you'd like, or you can wait until you get back to your Hargrave house. I'm sure you'd need to serve your mistress there.
Once again, ma'am, I have no choice. It's all the same, I'll be going.
We'll be meeting again yet again, dear boy. And she turns away from you and then disappears into the brambles. Do you wait until you get back to the house, or do you open it?
Oh
on the
no,
way?
I'm carrying it back.
Okay. Let me know when you decide to open it.
Okay.
All right. So let us look at the hunters as we open up this new day phase. All of our hunters seem to have some conditions on them of some sort. Smoke has marked by Taggard still and collapsing chaos. Eligos has mother's disapproval still. Mildred has one-sided and God's tears. And then Sir Atticus has the price paid. Okay, so day phase has opened and you can get together for vulnerable moves as we hopefully will wrap up. I hope, I can only hope, a couple of mysteries, a couple of threats before we go on break. Okay, because of scheduling, our usual bane of our existence. Okay, so yeah, remember, you pick a vice, someone's vice, and have a vulnerable scene, and whosever vice it is gets to invite the other hunter to ask them a question about their past, or the vice hunter would get to create a clue for one of the threats yet on the table. Okay, and you can obviously clear a condition each after you do the vulnerable scene. So who wants to start?
Well, I've got two conditions, so I'm gonna, if it's okay, do two vulnerable scenes, vulnerable moves. Eligos was one, and I think I'll do the second with Sir Atticus. We can figure out vices when it comes time, but and then I think because she's been involved most with the Seven Mummers, I think she's gonna go looking for more clues with that.
Hmm. Yeah, that's pretty much my plan as well.
I want to have a vulnerable move with Smoke because we're smoking buddies. Like I think just straight up indulging in Hargrave House and just what a time.
I'm good with that. I also have two conditions. So I think maybe if Eligos has time, I'd like to do
Sure.
one with him. I know he doesn't have conditions, but
It's fine. I live to serve.
okay.
Would you like for us to frame the scenes, Matt?
Yes,
All
because
right,
again,
who's
you have
up
to pick somebody's
first?
vice. Somebody's vice has to be in play or intimated for the vulnerable scene to work or to start. Yep. Please frame it up. Or I'll just pick somebody.
Yeah. I also have a mask that I need to narrate as well.
Let's put it this way. If it's anything like Mildred, whose masks usually have an effect on the upcoming vulnerable scene,
It's a
please
mask.
do.
Okay. Okay, cool. Mildred, do you mind if we use your vice?
Sure.
Where does Atticus find you? Just like watching children.
Just out the window. No.
There's a park nearby.
I was gonna say, is it just like that Valjean, like quietly, wistfully looking out the window?
No. I mean, sometimes, but it's usually during the warmer months. But no, I think that there is a park, as Mads had mentioned, that she probably goes to just sort of decompress, unwind. And I think at this hour, she probably is, since Eligos hasn't returned yet, she probably did her morning chores, did dusting, avoided the parts of the floors that still need to be repaired. Yeah, so I think she headed out to like run some errands and then probably find her on the way back.
Oh, and just so you guys know, the weather is back to where it's supposed to be for this season. So time has shifted back.
It is cold. It is winter. It is
Correct.
practically Christmas.
Got it.
Yes. Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. So maybe we're just chilling in the middle of the park on a bridge, just watching some kids do a snowball fight.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. How do we open this? It's just, are you holding up well, regardless of or with respect to the whole Dr. Noble situation?
Oh, with respect to that situation, yes, I'm perfectly fine. I feel like it's one of those rare instances where you're able to solve a problem by solving it peacefully, trying to make everybody happy. Of course, there was one particular person who was not very happy with us, but I, as much as I hate to say it, I quite enjoy being the fly in her ointment.
I most certainly imagine that that's the case. She's not a person, really. It's not exactly as if her goals are something we need to be concerned with.
Unfortunately, I think we do. She has plans for this house, and with her ties to Eligos, I think that, well, whatever she has planned for us will come to fruition sooner than later.
Damnable thing. Be the child of a Fae Queen in that fashion. I wonder if it's as antagonistic as my family was. Parentage. And then there's just a flashback to that moment where he returns to the burning church, his father smugly like waiting to take him home. And then there's just a blur as time advances, and we see the positions reversed with his father weeping in front of a fireplace. Say, as he receives the news that there's nothing new to hunt there. We've hunted everything we could in the savannah. He's just in the depths of despair in having done it all. And we see Atticus just kind of sneer at this moment of vulnerability, of weakness. And then we come back to the present.
Out of character question, does Atticus wear any kind of symbol of his faith at all?
Not anymore.
Okay. So Atticus?
Oh, yes, sorry. Cold weather is making me a bit reminiscent. Holidays.
Of course. And at this point, I think the church bells are ringing from a nearby cathedral. And Mildred sort of looks over to it and asks Sir Atticus, will you be attending Mass?
Mildred, you see Atticus kind of de-age just a little bit with regard to, like, we have this grown man kind of pouting, kind of humming and hawing, like someone's telling him something he should be doing, but he doesn't really want to.
I hope I didn't press a sensitive subject.
No, it's I know that Father McDonald would certainly encourage such a thing. It's just not sure if I would belong per se. I've forgotten the words, you see.
No. I don't find that offensive at all. I don't remember them either, and quite frankly, I'm eager to forget them. I know that many people find comfort in those spaces, especially in times of cheer and holiday festivity, but something always so solemn about that, so cold.
Atticus will give you a bit of a queer look and then grin widely. Then we shall have our own sacrament. We'll grab a loaf of bread and a bottle of wine, and we shall praise the great good Jesus that has arrived.
Or something like it.
And he will extend a hand gently to you, Mildred.
She'll look at it a bit, sort of taken aback by this ease, and kind of like, it seems like Atticus has let his guard down a bit, and she wasn't expecting it, and she'll let that pass over her face, and then just sort of very carefully put her hand on his and squeeze it a bit and just smile.
And he'll smile back. Apostate and apostate, hand in hand, walking to go get some wine and bread for Christmas.
And close that scene. Conditions. All right. So which of your conditions do you think that you can release, Mildred?
I was thinking of God's tears.
Okay.
I wasn't sure where the apostrophe was. I figured it was floating. So
It's a floating bit of punctuation.
It's fine.
so but yeah, with like the church thing, I was trying to tie that in with
Sure.
Atticus's backstory.
Okay. That's
No.
fine. All right. So go ahead. And then Sir Atticus, I mean, do you feel like you can release price paid?
Price pay, it's finding comfort in something that's here now rather than the whole universe and the whole reality warping thing. It's
Being
sort of
more grounded now.
It's a grounding moment.
Okay. All right. That's fine. All righty. So Mildred, since it's your vice, you can either, invite Sir Atticus to ask you a question about your past, or you can create yet another clue for what remains. And I would suggest heartily creating something for Seven Mummers, since that's what you've been involved in. And it really only needs like one more clue if you want to try to do a straight roll.
Like it's not like she has a preference or anything, but just like, as a recommendation, whatever.
Yeah.
It's a recommendation.
I don't know. Do you have a question for me, Sir Atticus? I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, that could happen too.
Yeah. No. As tempting as I don't know. How many? Yeah, it's complexity 8 on Whateley camera. I'm actually going to find a clue for Whateley camera.
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah.
fine. Yep. All right. So while you're thinking about that, let's have Smoke. Do you want to frame up a scene with Eligos or Sir Atticus? Yeah.
Eligos, what is your vice?
Comedies.
Ooh.
What can I say? I'm quite.
You had an
legit,
interesting
so-
conversation about sci-fi last week. So
I can't think of a way to work comedies in, and just smoking seems a little plain.
well, what if you were smoking outside as a change of pace, but you actually are there to see Eligos come home?
Oh yeah, that will work.
It's just legit the like turn on the light. Do you know what time it is?
Yeah. This is the morning
no,
after.
I'm
I mean,
like-
I don't know, but whatever.
Casually holding a pistol, just like, do you know what time it is? Are you actually Eligos?
6:37
Yeah, that's true.
p.m. 6:37 a.m. and yes.
Oh my god.
That'd
Yeah,
be so
maybe.
hilarious. But anyway, it's up to you. It's however you want to.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna be like outside. Is it like snowing?
I mean, it's like it's snow. It has snow on the ground. If you want it to be snowing, sure.
Yeah, I think I would like it to be snowing and like, so Smoke's under a little bit of a, what are those things called?
An awning.
I don't know if that's the right word. Like, I believe you. I don't know what awning means, so I will have to.
It's like a little like
Ledge that'll like, yeah, that's
It sticks out
exactly
from
what.
the
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So yeah, Smoke's underneath one of those because and they're just sort of leaning against a wall and not really waiting for Eligos as much as waiting for something to happen. And yeah.
Eligos, for his part, looks none the worse for wear. If anything, his suit is cleaner than you have ever seen.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
I hope you had as much of an eventful few days as we did. I'm not sure if it's been a few days actually.
I have been making the most of however long that day did stretch. I assure you.
Well, then you might need one of these. Pulls out the box of cigar-related things.
Oh, no, I can't, sorry.
Can't or won't?
I don't think you know what you're asking, but can't.
Smoke is going to like narrow their eyes and stare at him for a little bit, unless he like further explains something.
Oh, God. It just occurs to me. You met my mother, didn't you? And we haven't really talked at all.
Yes, I heard about your parentage, and I thought I had overbearing parents.
It's something of a feature of Hargrave House, I think, that we're all here to escape something.
Mostly our parents? Or, well, I think in this case of some of us, maybe something related to our parents. Well, was that where you were? With Mother Dearest?
Yes,
Reconnected?
I wouldn't go that far, but we made short work of the Society Obscura and the Mummers while we had the time.
That is surprisingly nice of her.
Oh, she expects to be paid back.
Of course she does.
You really did throw her for a loop with that whole keeping Dr. Noble around gambit.
Oh, a lot of that was Sir Atticus, but he really believes in happy endings, I think. Or at least he tries to.
Somebody has to, or they wouldn't ever happen.
Well, clearly your mother doesn't believe in them.
She has suffered greatly in her time and does not know any other way to internalize that than to put it out into the world, as it were.
Quick question, is Psychiatry around at this time? I can't remember.
No, distinctly no.
I think they're phrenology though, so if you want to like measure his cranium or something.
Like
Yeah,
I was
if
trying
you
to
want
remember
do
when
race
Freud
science about the
was.
Fae.
Yeah,
First name I
was
looked
trying to-
up, Freud didn't graduate until 1939. Or
Oh,
sorry, he didn't
no.
graduate until 1881.
Well,
Yeah,
aren't we in the
no.
late 1800s? Yeah,
Uh,
sad.
Looking up the history of psychology now for you. Don't worry, I got your back.
Oh no, I know this. I know this off the top of my head. It
Why
didn't
do you
really
know this
start
off the
until the
top?
1910s. Like Freud
Oh.
didn't really found the Tuesday Society until 1919. I
Okay,
wanna
then
say.
just listen,
no.
Smoke. Just say that his humors are all out of whack, and like he needs to just have a
It
smoke.
would be about the humors and
He's
everything
low
like
on
that, and the
phlegm.
phrenology
You were a
reading the
Javanist. I
bumps on
thought
the
the
head.
Americans were into something more advanced.
Are they? Are they? Hold on. All right. What is it?
What
What
is
is
1881? All right.
what is America's what is America doing
Eugenics.
in
His
mental health?
America's
vulnerability.
doing a
1800?
whole bunch of skull measuring right now.
Oh my God.
So
It's
Smoke is
all
gonna
race
ask.
science all the way
Smoke
down
is holding
for
up
the next,
cigars to measure like
basically until
buy
the
cigars.
1950s.
Yeah, just like so, like the distance between your eyeballs. How many cigars would you say that is?
Okay. Address your conditions, otherwise I'm cutting the scene because it's getting weird.
Oh my God.
Weirder than normal, okay? Weirder
Yeah,
than
it's been a
normal.
while. I'm sorry.
I think I am going to offer like the box again to Eligos and like not stare him down as much as look at his expressions as he says the no or pushes it away or whatever it is that he's doing. And then like we can just kind of
Okie doke.
Have you
All
kept
right.
the house in order?
me? Have you known me to keep anything in order, Eligos? That little trip with your mother really must have done a number on you.
Perhaps Lord Atticus isn't the only one who can believe in happy endings. Very well, show me what needs doing.
And just kind of going to open the door and go back inside, I think.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So, Eligos, do you think you can wipe mommy's disapproval? I don't know. I don't know.
If not now, we could do it together.
I mean,
fine. Another
probably.
chance. You still have another chance. Hold on. Okay, Smoke, which one do you want to? I mean, I think it's like pretty grounding conversation.
I think collapsing chaos because like Eligos is back, the world is a little more normal.
Yeah.
So,
Which is hilariously funny to me because it's like he's not exactly your very human.
But I am
Yes, but
somehow the
you-
most normal one.
Right. I think you're.
Sir Atticus takes offense to that remark.
Oh, cry about it, Silver Spoon.
oh
Oh dear.
Sir Atticus will revoke his complaint.
Oh my God. I love the crazy in this house.
Yes, the
the
crazy in
best.
this house is great. Okay. Who wants to go next for a vulnerable scene?
I'm down. I figure like right after the two of them get in and are kind of catching up, I think that'd be a good point where and this would require Eligos' advice though, so I don't know how you would want to tie comedies in. But I think like this would be the point where Atticus and Mildred sort of come in arm in arm with a basket full of French bread and couple of bottles of wine at this point. I mean, let's be real.
Definitely.
Hmm.
And don't forget, you still have that bag that's kind of damp on the bottom, Eligos.
Oh yes, we'll get to that when we get to that. I genuinely don't know how to work comedies into this. Like we've
Something
done
about the
light
wine and
reading,
bread
but-
reminds you of something in a comedy, and then you decide to, I don't know, play acting.
Yeah, you can find me searching the bookshelves.
Oh, okay.
In the midst of my repairs, I have noticed that a few of my most beloved books have gone missing.
Yeah. So I guess we'll come in and Mildred will just sort of ask if Atticus doesn't mind taking the stuff to the kitchen or the pantry, because I think she sees Eligos maybe like from the open door of the library, sees him and sort of like zeroes in on him, and she'll head towards him. Well, welcome back.
Thank you, my lady. I've been informed that it's been an eventful collection of time for you as well.
It has, yes. You'll note that I've done the dusting and I polished the wood.
Yes, thank you. It will make it much easier to repair the floors.
Yeah, that is something unfortunately beyond my skills, and I fear using the dark arts to just simply repair the floors would probably be a misuse of my gifts.
In this house, it may well work.
Perhaps.
Surprised it didn't drink whatever blood made that stain. Either way, it's lovely to be back. Somewhere familiar.
I think we see maybe like a wide shot of Eligos at the bookshelf, and then Mildred, who's like probably several feet away at the door, and there's this like sense of distance between them that we see, and Mildred looks like she wants to step in and approach, but she doesn't. Well, how long can I expect to have you here?
At the moment, it is hard to say.
Of course it is.
I fear we may not again convene for a long while, but
Well, then I suppose I'll just
take what moments
things.
I can with great joy, Mildred. You know that.
Would you prefer I just leave you to your duty then?
No, please stay. And actually, could you fetch that ladder? It's a bit far.
She'll take off her shrug and set it down, and her best to sort of jostle it out. And she's petite, but she's she's able-bodied, and she'll set it up for him where he needs it.
Yeah, and Eligos will climb to the very, very top of the ladder and say, "Oh, here it is. How the devil did it get above the shelves?"
What are you looking for?
It's promise not to laugh. It's the first edition of the Divine Comedy.
Well, I've read that before. I don't believe it's a comedy that you're supposed to laugh at.
Oh, have you read this thing though? Hilarious.
Mildred, she starts to loosen up. I think her face starts to relax. She smiles at that. Well, come down from there. I don't want you breaking your neck.
Right. Downward we go. Does she catch me?
Are you actually falling off?
Yes, I'm actually falling. Can I fly? It remains to be seen. But trust fall.
I think she'll instinctively put up her She'll instinctively put up her arms to try and not only keep you from falling on the floor, but also keep you from falling on her. And she'll just try to catch you as much as she can from stumbling.
I think at the moment I make contact with your hands, you can sort of feel you feel that the impact doesn't quite carry, I am floating a little bit in that moment. And then I right myself on the ladder and just continue as if nothing happened.
She's quiet at that. She'll look up at you, and she'll take that in for a moment before sort of walking to the other side of the ladder. It says, I know I jumped a lot on you the last time we spoke before you left about the coven, their presence here, and what I am. But
You
And
have
she
every
stopped.
right to need to be vulnerable. I am honored to provide space for you to do so, lady.
I appreciate that. I just, when you leave space, you leave a space that's where you're supposed to be. It leaves me alone. And I'm used to it. But now that you're here, I want to at least enjoy what time I have with you now.
Of course.
Well, so Atticus and I brought back some libations, some bread. Perhaps this evening he'll join us and we'll have a little bit of a soiree.
Oh, I would quite like that.
I can't pretend to not know about Titania and your possible role in this, whatever game she has planned, but, well, it's almost Christmas and I don't want to think about her, at least not tonight.
In all honesty, lady, all this kerfuffle has thrown her through quite the loop. I think we can expect at least to have Christmas to ourselves. You've done a fine job of ruining her plans.
Well, that's the best gift a girl can ask for.
Oh, I could think of a few others.
She just looks up at him and looks into his eyes. Just hangs in them, just waits in them. Well, I should get started on the day.
Right. I'll need to head down to the carpenters and, as you were, this whole floor situation will be sorted in time for the soiree. You have my word.
Thank you. And as she's walking out, she'll just quickly turn back and say, someone hung mistletoe over the front door, by the way. I don't know if that was you, but just be aware of it.
As you wish, madam.
Yeah, she'll smile and be on her way.
One-sided?
I feel like it felt a little bit more reciprocal this time. It didn't feel so one-sided in her pining.
And mother's disapproval?
Gone.
Okay. All right. Sir Atticus and smoke as Mildred leaves Eligos and Eligos heads to get some replacement boards. Where do you two find yourselves?
Kitchen, making toast, drinking wine,
Got it.
smoking.
Oh, God. I don't know what Sir Atticus is. Oh, confessing sins.
Confessing sins. I think
She can do
leg-
anywhere, really. I mean,
Yeah.
I think this is, we pick it up with Atticus just saying, and I don't really understand why confession needs to be tied to the church so much as it is. I mean, we can have communion here. We can pray here. I see no reason why I can't say, look, the smoke. We've only known each other a short time, but I feel as though there is a kinship between us as fellow hunters, masters of the art of combat.
Smoke is going to take a long drag and say, "You're not going to get any complaints from me. I'm not a fan of the church either."
I mean, what have they done for us? What has the church, leave God out of it, what has the actual brick and mortar church done for you and I, Smoke? Out in the jungles of Africa or in the chaos of the Amazon, there's no brick buildings there. It's just you and nature and God, should he decide to interfere.
Smoke is going to like let Atticus finish and then just say, just sort of nod and say, "It's, you need someone to blame for all the good things and the bad ones, and well, something to get off your chest, I guess. No reason we can't do it at home, of course."
Deep swig of wine at that, like cheers, downs an entire glass. Have you ever done something and you knew it was the wrong thing to do, but you felt it was for a grander purpose?
Well, I've done a few things that I would say were wrong. Don't know about that grander purpose you've got there, though.
There was a time when I was on a hunt, and there wasn't quite, it was a man-eater in India, a tiger, feral beast. And it wouldn't respond to any bait that we had. We had beasts aplenty, goats, cow. But it never came out. And there was an attendant, a servant, who wasn't quite carrying the load. Maybe he complained too much one day. We killed the tiger before we left there, and we were one servant less when we came back. The number of lives we saved in that trip was worthwhile, but... And Atticus just kind of contemplates the glass of wine. There's a part of me that wonders if my refusal with the church and with all of that is because I don't want to be held accountable for that. I didn't speak the language, I didn't know the man's family, but I left a decent weregild, a stipend, and then went on my merry way.
And how many lives do you think you saved? What do you think the number was?
Oh,
A few?
well,
Tens? Like, it was, like, it's not a, like, literal question in the sense of, yeah. But yeah.
Yeah. I think Atticus would try to latch at that. Like he'll start like, oh, it was a hell of a beast. It was killing at least dozens of people. And by killing that thing, and he kind of looks at you and sees that that's not really what you're getting at. It's just right. Yeah.
Smoke is going to pull out that porcupine quill they keep apparently in their pockets now. It's just going to pull it out and is going to say, have you ever seen a creature like this in all your travels?
Looks like some sort of hedgehog quill or some sort of...
No, you can't say I have.
Is it a good hunt?
It's a good hunter, even when it doesn't know what it's hunting, even when it's not in its senses. A man-eater, like that tiger of yours. Or well, a man-killer at the very least. A dangerous beast.
It needed to be killed.
I wonder if it did. I wonder what that church of yours, churches here have seem to have slightly different notions of right and wrong than across the pond. Wonder what that church of yours would think of a creature like this. Do you keep trophies from yours? Does he? Like, are there any obvious ones
Yes.
that I would have seen around? Like,
There is a bag of teeth that I keep with me at all times.
right, but would I have seen it? Is it
Yes.
like out of? Okay,
Yes, like he keeps the bag of teeth with him at all times.
okay. So then I'm going to hand him the quill and tell him, since you keep trophies from yours, it's not quite a tooth, but you know.
I'm gonna pull out the tooth from that man killer. And I'm gonna place it there.
Tiger.
Yep,
Okay.
as a trade.
If you knew a little bit more about this creature, I'm not sure you would call it a fair trade, but a trade nonetheless. And just, yeah.
Yeah, Atticus will consider the quill.
It's a fairly large quill. I like how you're like in my hand, it's all.
You used it to launch yourself from like the edge of a catwalk. It's a pretty solid quill.
Yeah, I imagine it being the size of like, you know, like a little bit thicker than them.
Is it like pliable? Is it like
Yeah. Like I can't think of a good enough example, and I can't gesture because I don't have my video on, but like, yeah, it's like the thickness of a toothbrush, because that's what I have in front of me. Like that's the thickness that I.
okay? All right, I think he's just gonna tuck it behind his ear, just like. Well, do I look like that sort of Peter Pan-ish sort of figure, or majestic rapscallion? And he'll take another swig of wine and then start poorly quoting any sort of French swashbuckling novel that he may have
think
read at some
like
point.
on one of the walls of maybe Hargrave House, there's like, if I can say this, like, is there like maybe there's an old hat or cap that I can just pull off and like put on top of his head?
Yes, 100%. Let's go.
It doesn't even make sense, but with the like whatever he's doing, but it's got to be like any cap or hat that you could just.
There we go. I am the fourth musketeer. Much better than the rest of the drivel that they're giving here. Have you heard? And Atticus is going to sit down and pull out this book. There's this absurd fellow, is some Conan Doyle. There's some knighted figure. Absurd. Thinks that some detective is going to be the next bit of fiction. Absolutely absurd.
I've read some of his work. It's well, it's something to do if you're bored, I suppose.
And if you want to look clever, oh, look at me. I'm the author. I know how the book ends, and I'm going to make the reader feel silly because he doesn't know how it's going to end. I think we could probably end the scene there.
Yeah.
As they just start talking lit.
Yep.
A Study in Scarlet was published in 1887.
Yeah.
So, like,
Yeah.
the idea of just Atticus being like this Arthur Conan Doyle dork, he's not going to get anywhere.
Yeah. This is like late 1800s, early 1900s. Is right.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, Smoke.
We're inching ever closer to nailing down a specific year this game takes place in.
Oh, sure. No. This is expected.
Takes place during all years.
All years. Well,
Victorian.
I can always bring in another timey-wimey threat. Don't tempt me.
Fin de
If we-
cycle, whatever.
Marked by Taggard. What do you think, Smoke?
I think Smoke is feeling a little less. I don't know. Yeah, I think I'll take Mark by Target down. I think Smoke is a little less like stressed about it, at least.
Sure.
Because of this whole silliness that Atticus and like, yeah.
he's a bit tipsy right now. So
We
I
are
think-
3 bottles in, and Atticus has drunk 2 of those bottles.
Yes, that's exactly how that. Smoke has been facing themselves. Atticus has not.
yes.
Mildred is glad that she bought 4 and hid one of them because
Yes.
she knows.
No. Atticus would respect. We still have our communion to do. We're good. Christmas
Oh my
communion. We're set.
gosh, That's hilarious. Okay. All right. So what would you guys like to do for day phase now?
Well, real quick, for Eligos, did you
Mhm.
want to stumble on a clue or did you want to invite a question?
I don't have a question per se, so I
Well, no,
won't
it'd be
have-
me asking you a question because it was your
Oh.
advice.
Go for it.
Okay.
Or a clue. Dealer's choice.
I think because she walked out, I think it would probably be a clue. I don't think she has a question right now.
That's fair. Let's
Yeah.
say Society Obscura, then I'll come up with something.
Smoke, did you
I
Were
don't
you-
think Eligos, at least, no questions from Eligos because we kind of went into the next scene as well on that. So I'll give you a clue in like a bit. I'll tell you what I'll give you a clue for.
and Sir
I'll give you a clue for Seven Mummers, I think.
Okay.
Okay.
Sir Atticus, again, you can invite question from Smoke, or you can create a clue for one of the mysteries. I mean, threats. Holy crap.
Like I know we're trying to solve the mysteries. I kind of want to do the question thing though, because that sounds fun.
Well, it'd be Smoke asking you a question.
Yeah.
about
Oh
your
yeah.
quest.
Yeah. No, bring it. Like I feel like Atticus is still kind of underdeveloped because right now he's channeling very much British himbo energy and like
British Himbo.
that is what he is.
And we love him for it.
Yeah.
That is the most accurate description.
Oh my
No,
gosh.
It's just correct. Direct all.
Oh,
anger
if I
about
could
his
have
very
anything from this
questionable
episode, it would be
opinions to
British
him being
Himbo.
British.
I think I'm gonna invite a question just because I don't know. The scene is bouncing all over the place from I murdered a man to kill a tiger to you know what's silly? Sherlock Holmes. That's a dumb idea.
Okay,
Oh
so
my
Eirinar, it's another TBD, so you you can ask. Sir
Oh no, I know what I want to ask.
Awesome.
Immediately. All right.
Why do I
all right,
doubt? I don't know. Never mind.
All right, let's go.
Go ahead.
So when Sir Atticus is like sufficiently a little bit more somber than his Sherlock Holmes mood that he had for like all of I don't know 5 minutes, Smoke is going to look at him and does he carry firearms on him?
Yeah.
I
Oh
assume
yeah.
he does.
I have like a powder box revolver, not as nice as yours, but like it is a gun.
So like Smoke is going to if Sir Atticus is okay with it, like take it out of its holster and look at it. And as they're looking at it, they're going to ask, was there ever a time where you were scared of what you were hunting? Really, truly scared, not the adrenaline for 5 minutes.
Absolutely. Even after the initial hunt, a stag in the dark chased, and we hard cut over to again him being anointed in blood with the flayed skull of the stag from his first flashback, pan back. There are a number of hunts, even before I got into the whole Hargrave business, that absolutely terrified me. There was a particular hunt. Are you familiar with a caiman?
I'm sorry, out of character, what did you say? Could you
A
repeat
caiman,
that?
Caiman.
No, I am not.
Well,
Well, I don't know if Smoke is, but I am not, so I'll have to look it up.
There's
It
like
is.
lobster-looking
It's effectively
critters,
like
right?
a smaller crocodile.
Okay.
It's like the same family. They're in Mexico, Central and South America. Like compared to like an alligator or a croc, much smaller.
Right. Yeah, Smoke's going to nod. Sure.
They scared me more than when we were hunting crocodile or alligator for me. It wasn't necessarily the size, but rather the number. There was a swarm of caimans that attacked us when we were in the wilds of Mexico. And I would have nightmares of just a single caiman eating each one of my limbs individually and being pulled apart. That my father threw me into the water without a weapon probably didn't help, but yes, no, fear is always there. It is a respect for whatever I'm hunting. I just can't let it rule me.
Sir Atticus, there is a hunt I have wanted to indulge in. Sometime when we're a little less occupied with more supernatural matters, perhaps you will join me.
Smoke, are you inviting me on a hunt?
Smoke is going to smile a little bit sadly, but also smile. Yes.
It would be my...
What better way to get to know a person?
Well put, Smoke. I'd be more than happy to accompany you on your hunt, wherever it may be.
After, Eligos' mother has released her clutches a little bit, hopefully.
The fair folk. We have dozens of tales of human spirit overpowering the Fae.
I think, I don't have much else to say, so yeah.
Yeah, and Atticus will go on about the beauty of the human spirit, blah, 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 blah.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
I got my clue for Whateley camera.
Okay.
And if Eligos is okay with it, because he was there last night, I think that maybe he brought back a porcelain mask, and on it there's a depiction of the moon eclipsing the sun.
Nice. Very nice.
Oh, I haven't even talked. I forgot about the bag again.
Well, I mean, I will tell you that the bag contains a mastermind clue.
I can wait. This is what you
Also-
wanted, Mads.
Also, I love that everyone here, almost everyone, I'm not sure about Mildred, has like mommy issues or daddy issues or something like.
Mildred has mother
Parental
superior
issues.
issues, which are
She has mother
different.
issues, but yeah, with like a mother superior, not like her own mother.
Yeah, so mommy issues-ish.
Yeah.
It's such an easy like flaw to give a person.
I defy you.
Bad dad, whatever will we do?
I defy you to point to a single real person in the real world who does not have issues with their parents.
I mean, I know people who are really happy with their parents. I'm not one of them, but I know them. Like,
Got it.
Cool.
Okay. So, Smoke, your clue was for 7 mummers.
I put it down somewhere. Yes, 7 mummers.
Okay, and then Eligos, your clue is for Whateley. Yes?
Eligos, you're muted.
Wasn't that the porcelain mask, or?
No,
That
that was what
was-
I made, because I also provided a clue for Whateley camera.
We all did things.
Let me see here.
So Pinkerton's left, Whateley, and 7 mummers. I mean, and you can just put TBD until you figure out what you found or such.
Tell me if this is too morbid for mine, but
Okay.
a nutcracker with traces of blood on the. It's not a blade. What is it called?
On
The
teeth?
thingy that you use. Yeah, the The
You mean the
thing
ba-
you used to crack the nut. Yes, the mouth/teeth/whatever.
Like the cracker?
Yes, the cracker itself, the part you crack with.
So like a nutcracker with the teeth bloodied.
Yeah,
I guess.
sure.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah, you can go ahead and put that in there. Sure. So I give it to you guys. We can do a quick investigative if you will feel like you want to investigate a little bit more on any of the things. I mean, let's see. Hold on. Pinkerton has 6 clues available to explain for a complexity 4 threat. Whateley camera currently now has 8 clues for a complexity 8. You just have to decide which way you want to answer the circumstances. And then for 7 mummers, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 clues for a complexity 6 that you can answer. So you
Yeah,
have
I think-
enough. It's just like, what do you want to do right now?
I think Mildred does want to do a little bit more investigating on Seven Mummers.
Sure.
Just because of that whole time slip thing sort of threw her off a game. So I think she just wants to get a little bit more back into that. And
Sure.
then
Okie dokie. All right, so let's see. And then Sir Atticus, what would you like to do?
Definitely investigate. I'm just trying to figure out which investigation would suit Atticus the most. Are we good? Out of character. Are we good with like Pinkerton only having like +2?
I mean,
Is
if you
that-
feel narratively that it would make sense for you to go after him, I think it's fine because it's always better to have more than it is to not.
Yeah,
Uh,
but I mean, just remember that, regardless of the amount of clues that you actually have, it depends on how many you can incorporate into your final answer that you get to roll with a plus or straight, depending on the amount of clues that you manage to use.
I think 7 mummers because it's something that we can actually hunt.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
I think Atticus wants to like hunt down this thing that is stealing children.
Yeah. I mean, Puck did his best to delay things and gather some clues, but yeah, I mean, it doesn't hurt to get a little bit more investigation into, muddy Beelzebub's waters a little bit more. Sure. Okay. So Sir Atticus is also heading over to 7 Dials. What about Eligos and Smoke?
I don't want to do Pinkerton. I think how many do we have for Whateley camera? 8, right? So that's a
Yeah.
+0.
Yeah. And you have to
I
incorporate
think
all of
I'm
those
going-
clues. Yeah.
Right. I think I'm going to go investigate Whateley camera.
Sure. Okay.
The coven is off the table, right?
Correct. They are servants now.
Okay.
And you unfortunately know that.
Yeah, no, I know.
Thanks for telling me, by the way. Really appreciate that.
Oh, I love the drama. I love it so much. It's the best.
It is a complicated matter to discuss.
Oh, what tangled web we weave when we first practice to deceive.
All right. Let's see. How many do we have for 7 mummers? Have 6, 7. All right. I mean, I think we're fine doing either 7 mummers or Whateley camera. I really don't care which.
All right. Well, I'm gonna
Where-
point this out. I'm gonna point this out.
Milady, what would you have me do?
Well, you were so good about bringing back those clues from last night. I think that, maybe go and shake them down, make sure they're keeping in line during the day.
As you wish.
So I have 3 people going over to 7 Dials and then 1 person going to Whateley. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Sure.
All right.
Actually, you know what? I'll go with Eligos. We'll have a day.
Okay.
As
Just
you
need to know.
wish.
Just need to know who's going where again.
Wait,
gonna-
I'm confused. I am
Yes, so am I.
extremely confused. Who's going where?
Where
So
are we, Jack? Where are we going?
So there's only like what other locations do we have in Society and Whateley Camera other than Society Obscura, or is it just Society?
Yes.
just-
So
it's
it's
just
it's just the Society Obscura rooms,
Got it.
and then the Fragrant Void, which
Got
is
it,
going to
okay.
be its own thing.
Yes. Well, in that case, yeah, I think it'd be a little weird that if Mildred shows up with the guy who shook them down last night. Oh no, wait, that's not what happened. What happened was they got flooded by a surprise party.
They did.
So
They
yeah,
did.
okay. Now that I remember that, Mildred will actually go with Eligos to the Society Obscura.
Okay.
Okay, then in that case, I'll go to the Seven Mummers.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So, Art. Hopefully, this time, Sir Atticus and Smoke will not have the weirdness that they encountered in the anomaly threat.
Rats. Rats.
It's always been
rats.
rats.
It's always been rats.
Rats all
We
the
can
way
do a
down.
different vermin. We can do badgers.
Just avoid the whole weird time loop thing. No,
Okay,
we're
if we're
good.
gonna do like rodent-y things, we can at least go bats. Like at least add the flight aspect.
That's even more horrifying.
We'll have to see how this goes. Okay,
No.
so hopefully everybody warm up their dice, hopefully. All right, so we're going to do a little bit of investigation for the day. Yeah, I just want to make these like kind of quick, just because it's like I want to be able to give you guys enough time to do the answer the question, like multiple questions, and then like a punchy night phase as per usual. Okay, so let's see. Let's start with the group going to Society Obscura. I'm imagining that. Let me see. Eligos, do you think you would have helped with the big party over at Society Obscura, or do you think you would have gone over to help convince the coven to go under Titania's sway? Because that would determine whether you would know
Sorry,
what happened at the
was
Society
question
Obscura,
again?
or if you know what happened over with the coven.
Sorry, I missed the first half of the question.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so basically, it's like, do you think you would have been helping to bring the coven underneath Titania's sway, or do you think you would be helping out at the big blowout party over at the Society Obscura last night?
I mean, my first instinct is both, but I think it's much spicier if I am acting as the go-between between Titania and the coven.
And it would be making the most sense, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm thinking that the last time that you were actually here at the society was when you were here with Sir Atticus,
Mhm.
and he was pulling his Inigo Montoya. So it sounds dirty for some reason, but I don't mean it that way. Okay. So you find yourselves here at the Society Obscura. I think the door is actually open when you two come up the walk past the gate. Do you go up to the door, or do you want to look around outside first?
Well, Eligos, you've been here before, haven't you?
Yes, it's a fairly large building, mostly sort of staged rooms.
And is the door usually open like this?
No, there's usually a man.
Oh, well. And yeah, Mildred will start to head up very cautiously, wondering maybe if something happened, or if there's best case scenario an open house, worst case scenario a murder.
Right. So let's see. Yeah, I mean, like, when you go in, I mean, if it's still snowing, I mean, it's generally a cloudy day. It's like, it's cold, there's a chill, but maybe, just maybe, you get a tinge of something else in the air around here, and you can't tell whether it's because of the ruckus that happened last night. You can't tell whether it's an entity. You can't tell, whether it's just the particular weather that's messing you up. I don't know. If you'd like to investigate or, roll on it, that's fine. But yeah, you don't see anything like from within the open door. It's kind of like darkness inside. It doesn't
Yeah, I
look
mean,
like
if no
there's any
one's there to
lights.
greet us, it's definitely
No.
concerning,
Yeah.
especially if there's a servant here. But
Usually.
Mildred will call out, "Hello."
You don't hear anything except for maybe like what sounds like the whistling of wind.
Eligos, perhaps we, a logical mind would say stick together, but we've not always been the most logical. Do you want to split up, or?
No, I have some idea where they might be. There's only a few places that can get this deathly quiet. I will
Very
leave.
well. Yeah, she'll follow Eligos.
Point of order, do we have access to the fruitful void?
Fragrant Void, no.
No, not yet.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. You have
then I
access to
don't-
the whole house now.
Then,
Apparently.
all right, where else do we have?
Let's see. So you definitely were in the jungle room. Mhm.
Yep.
And then you were, I think, Smoke, did you go into a room? I think you went into a room. It was either the American West room or the Astral Plane room. And then there's also the Maharaja's Palace room. And then, of course, up on the top, tippity top, is the Olympus room. So
I can't remember which one I went into. I know I peeked into the American West one at the very least.
yes, because I mean, like, I think there was a discussion about how is it off?
Yeah.
But I mean, like, yeah,
I
you can.
think, did I go into Astral Plane room? I can't remember where I went.
It's fine. I mean, because again, things changed and things have changed since the anomaly. So, yeah, I mean, like wherever you two want to go, I mean, like, like go for it. You just can't go into the fragrant void just yet.
Straight to the top. Let's go a-calling to Olympus.
Okay.
I'm following.
Yeah. So, I mean, like at the, you as you're walking up the stairs and like you're making your rounds, I mean, like think of you're looking up and then it has that spiral kind of effect to it. And then when you're looking down as you're going up, like you see that spiral effect as well. It's almost hypnotic as you're making your way up to the Olympus room. And then when you get to the topmost floor, it opens up into this wide area, only accessible by this staircase. And it has like hexagonal windows. It's got like, letting like the gray light in. And it is a room in the Society's townhouse used for artistic photography, decorated to look like a scene from Greek myth. Does anybody have do either of you have Cosmic Passage open?
Open.
Or
Open or marked?
Marked. Sorry, that's what I meant.
I think I might.
I do.
Okay.
I also, no, wait, hang on. I don't.
Okay. Well, Mildred, the Greek pantheon is actually watching you in this room right now. How do you know that?
There's like these plaster columns set up around the room to make it look like like the Acropolis or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are painted portraits of different deities floating in the clouds, the Dionysus with a goblet and some grapes, see Athena with an owl. We see Zeus in various forms, like a swan and pig. But as we go in, it's hard to discern at first. It's more of a feeling, but all of the eyes of these of these painted deities follow us wherever we go in the room.
Okay. So Yeah, so I think each of these portraits are between some of these hexagonal windows. Again, the gray light is filtering in. You can see it's still snowing outside, and you sense definitely, and you see, Mildred, that these paintings are watching you. There's drapery, there's like kind of photographic equipment here, backdrops and drapery. Even some costumes that look like they're scattered on chairs and on the floor. So if you guys want to investigate, go ahead and roll with however you're investigating. Tell me how you're investigating, and then I'll make you roll.
Well, I mean, now that there's gods watching us, I feel like I think what I'd like to do is I would like to take out like a little baggie that I keep with me, and it's full of this morning's tea leaves. And I'm gonna try and thin the veil here.
Okay.
Get some answers.
All righty. While she's doing that, what are you doing, Eligos? Excuse me.
I suppose something a bit more forensic. I'm trying to figure out. There were something very clearly happened in here. More than just the party to drive everyone out.
Right.
And I think this, given that there are eyes watching, would be a room they have trouble getting out of. So I'm just looking for like signs, scuff marks.
I'm going to say reason.
Yeah.
Reason for this. And then back to Mildred. Okay, so thinning of the veil. Divination tools to glimpse the future. Roll with sensitivity.
That's an 11 total.
All
but
right.
Since I'm looking for a clue, I'm going to mark a mask.
What? Gonna kick your ass.
All right, fine. You can mark one of mine. I think that's only if you're in mortal danger, though.
No, I'm not in mortal danger. I just want a clue.
Oh my god.
It is not.
Are you freaking serious? Are you
room.
freaking serious? Are you really freaking serious? You're going to mark a mask.
I kind of want to because I want a clue.
It's an 11. We have so many. We have enough.
All right, fine. This time.
There's like I have a bag of one that we just haven't even touched.
All right.
Well, I don't get a clue, but I do get to ask what is about to happen.
Why is this? Oh, wait.
Why is this about to happen?
Okay, so what is about to happen is that the gods will, well, at least these Greek gods will, start asking you questions. And then why is because it's like the Whateley camera has made it very easy, or at least the entity has made it very easy for, what is it? Godlike essences to seep through. So because of the portraiture, I mean, naturally they're thinking it's like a form of worship for themselves. And so therefore they're going to notice that you realize that they're there, and they're going to start asking you questions. So I'm going to flip over to Smoke and Sir Atticus over at 7 dials. All right. Oh, and before I go over to that, Eligos, what did you get for the reason roll?
I rolled an 8.
Okay, so with an 8. All right, let me go ahead and mark that. And then I will get back to you two in a minute. Okay, so you two, Sir Atticus and Smoke, you're at 7 dials. And there's, I mean, again, it's kind of like a closed off neighborhood in a bit, with obviously high Irish population. So yeah, there's like, you can go to the junction of the 7 streets in 7 dials. It's a maze of courtyards and alleys. You can go to Bridget, where Bridget and her children were. There's also Neil's Yard, which is a quiet courtyard. Kind of like an escape route for any of the locals. and there's also a printing shop and a public house and Little St. Andrew's Street Ragged School is the whole name of this thing.
Okay.
where
That's a
would you
lot
two
of
like-
locations.
Yeah, where would you two like to go?
Can you paste the locations so I can review them?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
I kind of want to go to the escape route, you said?
Yeah, Neil's Yard.
Yeah, I think I was leaning escape route.
Oh, okay. So, all right. So Neil's Yard. It's a quiet courtyard walled by tall buildings, accessible only by a cobbled alley. Unkempt children are engrossed in an intense game of marbles. I didn't do this on purpose. Rats scurry over foul smelling. Yes,
Nope.
since you brought back the rat.
Turn around. We're going elsewhere. We're going somewhere
There's
else.
a paint the scene. Great.
Oh, there's a paint this wonderful. Wunderbar. All right.
I completely by accident. Fate brought you to rats. Okay.
All right. Guess we're facing the rats again. Just
Anyway.
pointedly don't look at the garbage.
Great time to look up if porcupines eat rats or something.
Okay. Paint the scene. While lacking in shops or services, locals use this courtyard to escape the probing eyes of Scotland Yard. Narrate a vignette of a moment in the courtyard.
This is for everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. There is a father off of his work shift. He is bringing his son along. He kind of dismisses the boy to go and keep company with some of the other kids who are playing marbles. And he goes knocking on a nondescript door and is let into a gambling house.
There are, or well, like probably when night falls a little or something, late evening, we see two women sort of, and the corner of one of the corners, sort of in an embrace that would otherwise be considered, unnatural or whatever, and just and they just like find comfort in a quiet corner. Just nice evening.
Those kids playing marbles are on closer inspection. Each of them has a sort of pot of what looks like pilfered silverware and just trinkets and things that they've lifted from someone somewhere that they're playing for.
We see on a makeshift bench made up of rotted crates. We see three young boys, all of whom appear to be covered in soot, and they are taking a break from their jobs as chimney sweeps to enjoy what little lunch they are able to and share it between the three of them.
Nice. Alrighty. So what would you two like to do here in this courtyard? You're getting some askance looks, but then the children go back to their marbles, and there's the ever-present rats. But yeah, you can investigate, and you just have to tell me how.
What like brings us here? This is just a location where people who might get kidnapped might come from. Is this near where people have been disappearing from?
You happen upon it, like, in your way into Seven Dials. So again, it has a name. You might not know it as Neil's Yard, but I mean everybody else does. And it's only accessible by this cobbled alley that you found yourselves in. So imagine yourselves in a quiet courtyard surrounded by tall buildings.
Okay.
Interesting that they let children play in an isolated location like this when some of them have been going missing.
Yeah. That's what's bothering me too. And the fact that the kids don't seem bothered is also throwing me off.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think Smoke is going to go and like look around at the very much like away from the kids at the walls and the soil. Like, does it look like people might have been dragged away from here, or someone scaled a wall or something like that? Just a
Okay.
general look around of physical things.
Okay. So give me an investigation roll, please, with reason.
My reason is a 0. Hopefully my dice like me today. Let's see. Yeah, that's a 10.
Nice. Sir Atticus, what'd you get? Or what are you doing? Let's put it that way.
I'm going to investigate by seeing if I can scrounge up some marbles, and I'm going to join the children in their game so I can talk to them as fellow gamers. Hello, fellow kids. I am interested in asking you what happened to your friends.
Okay. Presents, please.
All right. Let's go. Dice. Yes. That is an 11.
Okay. All right. Let me head back to, like, as you guys rejoice in your success, I'm going to go back to Mildred and Eligos. All right. Okay, so you're back in the Olympus room, and yes. What's going to happen? God, blood grenades. No, I'm not using blood grenades. No. Okay. Anyway.
They could double as really big marbles.
Oh my gosh. No. Although they would look really shiny and weird, but anyway. So as you're turning around and looking at all of these portraits, Mildred, you start to notice that they're following you with their eyes. And as you are doing your tea leaves, you notice that, oh my God. Oh, the chat. You notice that some of them are like moving around and kind of like, like looking as if they're trying to come out of the portraiture. Like they're trying to maneuver against it and such. And it almost looks like they might be starting to succeed. And it's like one of them is saying, and I can't do a Greek accent, so sorry. It's like, you there, you bring us out right now. I think you can do it. It's Athena with her owl, and like the owl's on her shoulder and kind of like flapping to keep its balance as she's trying to struggle out of the portrait.
No, I don't think I shan't. I don't believe that you're supposed to be here, though.
Maybe not, but I mean, doesn't take my wisdom to realize that this is a very special place. And you seem to be a very special person.
I appreciate the compliment. I think that's what that was. Does Eligos, is it just like him listening to me talking to the wall or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He reflexively gets his deck in hands ready, but
It's ready.
I'm a deck him.
That's so funny.
They touch her, I'm a deck him.
That's so funny. Well, I mean, like, again, they're struggling to get out of the portraiture, but they kind of can't. It's like there's an invisible field, like, like in their way.
With all due respect, I don't believe it's my place to free you from whatever confines. And forgive me. I'm not terribly wise in the ways of the Olympians, but aren't you supposed to be in Olympus? This is a artifice. This is not real.
Well, we were drawn here because of this place. It seems rather plain, not beautiful and sunny like our domain usually.
Well, that's because you're in London.
London?
I believe it was called Londinium at one point. The old Romans.
Romans. And they all start to laugh.
Mildred just sort of,
Copycats.
Mildred just sort of rolls her eyes when they start to laugh at her, confusing the Romans with the Greeks.
Yep. Copycats. Worthless. And Eligos, for your 8, I think you stumble like amongst the drapery and I think some chairs are kind of upended or what have you, and maybe there's again some backdrop stuff that you find. You do see, I think you see on an end table, Eligos, I think you see what looks like a glass of water. But at the bottom of this glass of water, standing on this side table, it starts to shudder and shimmer. And then underneath, inside it, on the bottom of this glass, is what looks like mercury.
Curious.
And meanwhile, Mildred is chattering away at these folk that are now laughing a little at her. I don't think you hear them, though. I think you can see some movement from the portraiture, so you know there's something weird going on, but you don't see necessarily what Mildred sees. You just know that she's talking with them, and you hear her side of the conversation.
Yeah, she just packs up her tea leaves. Eligos, I think if you have no other business here, I think we can conclude our business here.
Yes. I've gleaned what I can, I'm afraid. Hope you've done the same.
No, this place has been as helpful as it's going to be. And she'll look back kind of like scornfully at the portraits of Athena and Zeus.
We may see you soon.
I hope not. And she'll keep going with Eligos.
Okay. Fantastic.
Who were you talking to in there?
Just Pantheon.
The Greeks. Ridiculous.
Yes, well, they've always been melodramatic.
I could tell you a thing or two.
And we're cutting
Mildred
over.
gets quiet at that.
Oh, man. And we're going to cut over to Atticus and Smoke. All right. So for 7 mummers, let me see. Okay. I think that for Smoke, let me give you. Here we go. So what you find in your searching around the alley, or the courtyard, I should say, you find what looks like a printed notice. And it is for the planned demolition of a condemned building nearby. All right. And then for Sir Atticus, you're having a fine time with the kids. They kind of like, grin at you with like, some modeled faces, and like maybe like some of them are missing some teeth, what have you. And they're having a good time with you playing some marbles. But they say they're going to recount to you, like during this wonderful holiday season, something that was given to Ms. O'Sullivan. Like that's the old lady that lives near Bridget Ryan.
Okay.
So it was actually arrived for Ms. O'Sullivan. And what it was a gift. And it was wrapped I mean, it was something grisly. I think like it was like, you know, they were relishing the fact that it was like guts or something like that.
Yeah.
And they are saying how like that wasn't the strange thing about it, which is weird. But they said that like the guts wrapped in this thing wasn't the strange thing, or that it went to Ms. O'Sullivan. It was the fact that it was wrapped in a broadsheet detailing a horrible murder trial.
Okay. All right.
Okay. And
These
that's what
are
they're
some interesting kids.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
He will bow out gracefully, probably lose like one last round so they can be happy with like, yeah, we beat the adult.
Yeah.
And then
exactly.
meet up with Smoke.
Mm-hmm.
These children are the strangest little buggers that I've ever spoken to in my time in London.
Lovely.
I wonder what Mildred thinks of that.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So we're gonna close out day phase. And then we're going to go into the dusk. Okay. So I'm gonna say, because there's so much to do, and at this point, I'm just like, you know what? I've been breaking rules left and right. I don't care. We're just gonna forego some dusk phase stuff just because it's like I want to get to the interesting part, which is you guys answering the questions. So all right. No cosmic passage, no quickening. I just want to get through this. Okay. So you have on the docket for Pinkerton, you have 6 clues for a complexity 4. For the Whateley camera, you have 9 clues for a complexity 8. You just have to pick which question, or I mean, which way you want to answer the question. And then for the 7 mummers, you have, oh boy, let's see, 8 available clues to explain a complexity 6 question. Take your pick, whichever one you have a theory for, and then just run with it. I'm going to say, I'm really hoping that if you answer the question for the Pinkerton and you roll well, please roll well, then I'm just going to say, like, you know, we'll call that resolved just to get it off the docket. I don't want to have to, like, you know, enact anything for it. And like we can concentrate on 7 mummers, okay, for the night phase.
All right.
Your DUN. All right.
She has had it officially.
I'm just worried. I'm so worried. You have no idea.
Fine.
All right.
I'm here now. I've only marked 2 masks, apparently.
Okay. Well, you've unmarked, so
And 4 total is not a lot.
no, it's not. So, all right. So go for it. Like, you know, like let's get Pinkerton off the table first. And like, you know, any theories about what Taggard's side scheme is, why he's here in London.
I have a theory.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
Taggard is bound in a Fae pact.
Uh-oh.
I
Okay.
think
Oh,
I
boy.
think I think he worked for the Pinkertons doing some like the American equivalent of Hargrave House nonsense. Like
Oh,
let's say
God.
that let's say like the Pinkerton detectives do that sort of work
Uh-huh.
for the Americas.
Okay.
I think he got a little bit in too deep. He made a deal he wasn't supposed to. And Titania is like, okay, I need for you to take care of a thing. I need for you to get rid of Hargrave House because they're going to be a problem. I think he followed Smoke here as an excuse and as a twofer. She's like, hey, you can settle your debt with me and also take care of the whole Smoke thing.
Okay, so tell me what clues you're using.
1, the cache of explosives was his initial pitch. He used the portable chemistry equipment to try and make the explosives, importing any sort of illegal goods using the fish oil importers as cover for the smuggling. I believe he is using changelings, which we have established given our previous flashback, as spies disguised as children. They don't always look like that. I'm going to say that we have a little invasion of the body snatchers thing where like we have some Fae that just like put on the husks of children and then just waddle about like street urchins.
Mhm.
And I believe to try and bribe all of the foreign importers, he is being supplied money by Titania, which is why he has a bunch of foreign currency, none of it being American.
Mm. Uses all those clues, and I like it. Anybody else have anything to add?
Sounds solid to
Yeah,
me.
Yeah.
Sounds great. Sounds like Taggard.
Sounds like
That
Taggart.
sounds like Taggard tier. Imagine the audacity of this dude being hired for a job by Titania and then messing up so bad that she tortures him. Just
Well, because
That
he's an
also
ass.
sounds like Titania. Like,
It is
ass,
fair
like
to
she's
say it's not
Titania.
very hard.
And
Yeah.
then she comes back, is like, "Are you ready to do job right?" And he's like, "Yes, okay, please. Let me do the job you paid me for."
Exactly. So that's a +2. Just go ahead and roll on it.
Smoke, do you want to roll for this since this is your threat?
sure, let's do that. Let me pull out some nice dice and see how they go.
Please.
That is a 10 total.
That's a 12.
Hot
No, that's a
damn.
10 total with
Oh,
the
okay.
but
We
yeah.
take
Still.
those.
We'll take those two. Those are good. Those are good.
Regardless, it is resolved. I think like how like would you like to narrate like a phrase or two of like how you expose Taggart and send him home or send him packing? I don't want to dim the fire, but I mean, like, you know, I think like
I think he gets like a letter from like feel free to add to this, but like I think one thing that like Smoke would take care of is he gets 2 letters, one from Smoke's parents telling him that his services are no longer needed, and one from like the Pinkerton agency itself telling him that he's effectively fired. And yeah, if there's like I don't know if he's going to go running back with his tail between his legs, but I don't know if Smoke would let him either, but yeah, at least he's going to get fired and fired again. So yeah.
I mean, do you think that he would have tried to confront you or to like or you would have confronted him?
Yeah, I think Smoke goes to say hello one time and like I don't think Taggart comes out in one piece. He probably comes out alive. I just don't think he comes out of it in like one piece. Like he's definitely losing something.
Got it. Well, I mean, I'll tell you. I mean, like, you know, like for this, I think that there are rewards for this. Hopefully I grabbed them all. You have Taggart's 1848 baby dragoon. You can add it to your personal quarters. One of Taggart's side knives, an adder carved on the handle. Add it to your personal quarters. And then the other 3 are mementos of the investigation. Ask another hunter what it is and then add it to your personal quarters. So those are the rewards for the Pinkerton.
I have something I'd like, but I want Smoke to take first call.
Oh, I was going to just ask somebody. I was going to ask like Eligos or someone to give me a memento. I considered the knife, but I have a knife, so.
You don't want the baby dragoon?
Damn.
What is a baby dragoon? I'm
It's
so
the gun.
confused.
It's the gun.
Oh, no, I have a gun that I like. Like something about taking Taggart's gun, I think is like it feels weirdly sacrilegious. Like
That's so funny. Okay. All right. So yeah, I mean, whomever you said you wanted to give you the memo.
Eligos,
Go ahead.
a memento from the
Sure.
investigation.
Give me a second here. Let me just review the clues so I can get a better. Because I remember he's a sniveling little. I remember Taggart's
Yeah.
vibe.
Yeah. That's more or less what I go off of for him every time I meet him. It's just
Well, I mean, he was also like more into his fun than he was really into.
He's kind of a
investigating.
gross, weird guy who sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Atticus would like his gun.
Okay. All
Okay.
right.
It's
Go
a good
ahead.
gun.
Would you mind if I take the knife?
Go for it. If nobody else claims it. And Eligos, that leaves Memento that you can ask somebody else to tell you what it is to add it to your personal quarters once you
Or,
give.
Smoke, how do you feel about receiving American stocks and bonds?
Oh, wow.
Oh, I like Smoke would 100% take them, stash
Mhm.
them away in a corner, and would never look at them
Oh
again.
my
Like that's
God. That's
100%. Like
terrible.
I would take
But
it.
smoke. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, hey, it's money eventually.
Yep. And then you would ask someone else to tell you what
Yes,
the memento
let
is.
us. Mike, Sir
Mhm.
Atticus, what have I received?
You got his Pinkerton badge, buddy.
Ooh.
Hey, I needed one of these.
It is a symbol of authority. Also,
Not-
like a tiny piece of metal in case you need to like stab something. I don't know. dude,
Yeah,
but,
not particularly useful here, but hey, I could probably use it to wedge a lock open.
There you go. Something.
Walk up to a London cop. Don't worry, I'm with the Pinkertons. Fly me.
What?
Who the
I
hell are
can't
you?
remember how we described Taggart, but like, does anyone remember if he like wears earrings or something?
No, he doesn't wear earrings. I mean, unless you want him
Uh,
to.
I would like him to. I think Smoke, like, not as a personal core item, just as thing, keeps this like there's this tiny like hoop earring that Smoke's got on their like dressing table or whatever, and it's just like it's got a little bit of blood on it, like it got ripped out of Taggart's
Oh
ears.
my
Ugh.
God, that's
Oh.
hilarious.
Oh.
Okay,
Ugh.
got it.
Okay, all right.
Nice. Okay, cool. All right. I mean, I think after this happens, I think Fairy Boy will give you a little bit of a wave.
Oh,
Like as you're
I
leaving the
forgot
hotel.
about Fairy Boy.
Yeah. So
Yeah, if someone was going to ask me for a memento, it was going to be a Fairy Boy's business card for a good time.
Damn.
That'd be so funny. Okay. All right. So Pinkerton is resolved. Okay. Next question. Do you want to answer seven
I've
mummers?
got a theory for seven mummers.
Okay, go for it.
And it kind of touches on both questions, but I'll focus on the first question, and if there's enough for the second question, then I'll answer it that way.
Okay.
But I think that Beelzebub, I think that they're sort of like this, like Freddy Krueger sort of entity, taking kids as revenge.
Mm.
I think so. I think that the ballad that the child sings with unusual lyrics is more like a, and I don't know if anyone's familiar with the movies, but sort of like a 1-2 Freddy's coming for you sort of
Oh, yeah.
sort of song.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that the sack filled with 7 freshly pulled teeth, I think that is probably from some of the kids that he's taken, because there's only recorded that he's taken 2. And so with the Christmas card depicting the devil with 7 gifts, I think that he's supposed to take 7 children as completion of this revenge.
Okay.
And so I don't know how many clues that is. That's
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. Okay. And then and again, I don't know if this would answer the second question better, or if it would answer the first one, but I think that the broadsheet detailing a horrible murder trial arrived from Mrs. Sullivan or Ms. Sullivan. I think that the murder trial was for her brother, who was convicted and hung for murdering children in Seven Dials several years prior. And I think that the notice for the planned demolition of the condemned building was the building where he would commit these acts.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm so impressed. You did you did a whole Nightmare on Elm Street.
Wow.
Right there.
I had to do it.
So that's 5.
That's 5.
Yeah.
So with the nutcracker with the bloody teeth, I'm going to say that that's a callback. That was one of the pieces of evidence found at the scene of the crime. It was actually his nutcracker that was believed to have been either burned or destroyed, but has rematerialized and possibly even keeps his spirit sort of as like an anchor in this realm.
Wow. No, that's really awesome. That's 6. I mean, like, if you want, you can totally use just that, roll flat, and then if you want, you can, do the identity of Beelzebub as a plus, as the two, which you sort of answered right,
Yeah.
correctly guessed their name though.
Well, okay, so let's say then that, because I think the last two clues would answer the second question.
Okay. So
It's Sullivan's brother, Miss O'Sullivan's brother, convicted of murder, killing kids. That was that was the place that he took them to. So if we want to use these last two, I think that the lyrics in the strange language is Gaelic, which obviously maybe is not so strange for this crowd, but for I think most Londoners, they don't really speak Gaelic, and so they are the same lyrics and same melody as the song that the kid sings, sort of like a what's it called, like a nursery rhyme, sort of devoted to the horrors that her brother committed. And the Father Christmas doll, abandoned in an unusual place, that doll it had belonged to one of the original victims and was also found at the condemned building. That was believed to actually been maybe like taken into evidence or discarded, but the fact that it's back and it's reappearing is sort of a sign that he is back.
Okay, so roll on the wise Beelzebub taking the children with the complexity 6, so that's a flat roll.
Okay. That's an 8.
Okay, so that's good, but it's mixed, so there's a complication and could be a little dangerous to take care of him. And then roll on the identity of Beelzebub, complexity 2.
Someone else want to roll on that?
Another flat roll.
Someone else want to roll on that?
I'll take it.
Yeah, cool.
Okay.
That is a 7 on the dice.
Okay.
Oof.
Okay. Well, you're going to correctly guess their name, so you can name him. You can name Beelzebub like O'Sullivan's brother. And then you will have a choice of one of the instruments as a reward. So, all right. So for the resolution of this threat, you destroy or make a bargain with Beelzebub, who is Ms. O'Sullivan's brother. So,
Ghost.
okay. So how would you like to handle that? I mean, you can decide. You can decide now, or you can answer.
You want us to try and answer away the camera, or?
I mean, that's up to you. I mean, if you think you have enough to be able to do so, great. I mean, there's 9 clues on an 8 complexity, but again, you would just figure out
a theory.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, the question is the same. The circumstances that cause someone photographed by the camera to disappear, to incorporate all of those clues, or at least 8, at least 4 of those clues, I imagine.
Yeah, I don't really have a theory for that, I guess. So
I've got some ideas.
go for it.
Not the camera. All right. All right. We are answering what circumstances will cause someone photographed to the camera to disappear.
So same question, but again, you can resolve the threat in one of 2 ways.
So I think we have a lot of orreries and almanacs. I think there is a timing there, like that you need some kind of, probably not fully the stars align, but so like the Mercury needs to be in retrograde or something. Like it just has to be something that is relatively common, probably a full moon actually for the light.
Okay.
So there's that. It has to be a full moon in multiple realms. Let's do
Yeah, I was
that.
going to say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So that covers those two.
3. Guys, if you're going to use the Mercury
Uh,
part,
Well, that's
or that was just a joke.
oh no, like Mercury in retrograde, like the planet.
Also, the full moon is the only time you have an eclipse, right? Isn't that a thing? Like
No.
fairly sure lunar eclipses only happen on full moons or something like that.
I don't know.
It's one of those things where they probably do happen other times, but
But you
like,
don't see
it's just
them?
easier to not see them.
Well, maybe there's a lunar eclipse coming up, and
Yeah.
so and it does fall in line with the full moon.
Lunar
and
eclipse.
Yeah.
Lunar eclipses can only happen during a full moon when the moon and sun are on opposite sides of the earth.
Okay.
Fantastic.
All right.
And
So
so
porcelain
maybe-
mask.
Yeah, duh, of course.
And so yeah, maybe then like there has to be a lunar eclipse in every sort of different possible realm, of at least these 7 realms, so that there's
Sure.
like
Yeah.
creates this opening. I
Okay.
think the Mercury in the glass of water, I think that it's a part of this ritual that Penelope was probably not was probably forced into,
Mhm.
and I think that part of the preparation for people who are maybe sacrificed in this ritual is having to drink mercury.
Mm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I think the silver paint is also like part of just, the whole shebang with like Mercury and the moon being silver and things like
Mhm.
that. It's just supposed to represent the silver light of the moon and so on.
Okay.
And there's
Maybe
another
it was-
angle of like altered states, like they need to be
Could it
mercury or lead poisoned to
Could it-
Yeah.
could
Yeah.
it not be a sacrifice? Could it be intentional? Because the script for the play Ecstasies of Pythia, the Pythia was like the oracle of Delphi, who
Yes.
was
Mhm.
like in this haze, was inspired by like other like chemical sort of thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
duh.
Yeah.
So-
Okay. So
so
maybe
the-
she's like their oracle or something, or
Well,
Okay.
like
I
the
think,
sorry.
yeah. No, I
Uh,
was just gonna add another clue.
Okay.
But go ahead with this one. Like,
The mercury, the silver paint, the mask, I think they are all part of a ritual for somebody who is trying to become an oracle for the being in the fragrant void.
We can loop
Yeah,
the
and I
pyramid
think that
too if it's some
works
kind of
with
like.
the.
Sorry, go.
Yeah, I think that works with the. No, I was going to go with the lenses.
Okay.
Mhm.
I think like she's trying to, see through the lenses and see
Yeah.
through all these glass things and like, yeah, become an oracle.
and maybe
Okay.
they're part of the ritual, but they broke.
Yeah,
And
maybe
that's
because
why
it
what
she's
didn't
trapped.
work right or
Maybe-
something.
Yeah, maybe that's why
Yeah.
she's trapped, because she didn't do the ritual right.
If we want to roll in the pyramid, it could be a censer. It could be some kind of like brazier for incense.
Nice.
So, okay. So then the question is, what circumstances will cause someone to disappear? The idea that we have is that you do the ritual, you get dressed up, you get the timing right, you get all the accoutrement right,
Mhm.
and when you take the photo, you are divinely inspired by this being in the fragrant void. You get it wrong, you get
You get
banished
taken
to
there.
the shadow realm.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's a very fine line that you're writing here, because like if you do it wrong, fragrant void dumps you where it wants, and that's where we get the self-portrait of the drowned man, because the moon also controls the flows of water, the rising and falling tides. Dude got dropped in a place he was not expecting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like that.
rituals do be like that sometimes.
Yes. Yes, we know this.
Love the
We
idea
know
of the
this.
photo being taken like only after the ritual is complete. So this
Well-
man has
Well,
entered
well,
the
I li-
void.
I think that it's
drowned,
the
dropped
eye of
back.
an entity there, and it's almost like taking it sort of like for posterity. Because
Be-
like
well,
if we think
Mhm.
about the camera as an entity itself, it's not just a camera; it's an entity. Then I think that the entity can become angry and become pleased, and so with that guy who drowned, the entity that was attached to the camera was obviously not pleased with whatever kind of ritual they were trying to perform, and so, like you said, banished to the shadow realm, tossed to the Atlantic. Here's a picture for the society so this is what could happen if you don't do it right. I think the silver paint too on the photograph is actually part of the ritual itself. I think that specifically the Abernathy, since they're the ones who are kind of in control of this, like there's a part of the ritual where they have to like cover each other in like silver body paint, and like because of the time, it's going to be emollient, and so it's going to spread to things.
Yeah.
There are two other points just to bring up as footnotes. One, the silver could also just be part of the photography process because of like the time period. Two, because of the time period, the photo is not instantaneous. So there is a period of time where like the eye is open and it's capturing this vision.
Oh man.
So then so they get together. You have your person who's acting as the channel while the camera captures them. You get a little connection. Your society, darn, I keep on forgetting the name of them.
Obscura?
Society Obscura. Like they get together, they have their photo party, they ask questions of the magic camera, and like you have until the photo is done processing. Pretty much.
Yeah. Awesome. Oh my gosh. Okay, so now just requires a roll.
Who hasn't rolled today?
But which one are we answering?
I think we want to go to the void, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we want to go to
get
the
up
void.
in the void.
Is that a really like?
I
Is
got
that really a
Greeks
question?
to deck.
All right. All right.
Yeah,
So-
Atticus has to go hunt some giant thing with tentacles.
Heck yeah, let's go. All right, who hasn't rolled? Is it me? Am I the one who hasn't
I think
rolled?
you're the one.
They're looking at you, man.
I really don't want to though. My dice luck is garbage.
2d6
Okay.
plus 1.
+1, highest bonus we've had tonight.
11.
No,
okay.
we had a +2
Wait, what?
earlier.
Yes, I got it. I got 6 plus 4 plus 1, so 11.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay.
Don't mark a mask though if you want
take the-
Titania to
Shut
show
up.
up.
No,
Yeah, I'll
no,
mark
no,
one.
no.
Hey,
no.
wait, we have a mask to burn.
We have
a
we have
mask
masks to
to burn.
mark.
We need to.
I ju-
resolve.
No,
Just-
Yeah, we have
because
so many
no,
masks, Matt. We're rich.
no.
I'm gonna mark a mask.
No,
No, please allow me.
I want to
You have-
salute Titania
you have-
as we disappear into the fragrant void.
No.
Peace, and then
No.
disappear.
no. We are saving these things that I gave you for the fragrant void and the mastermind thread. That's 3 sessions. I can't count on my fingers. 3 sessions. You have to go at least.
That's
Okay,
3
so 3
masks.
sessions
There's
more.
so many masks.
Oh my god. You just don't know. You don't know. I mean, like, we could be rolling like shit on the mastermind threat and all the other crap. So yeah.
Man, if all of this happens and then Titania just fucking wastes us.
I'm gonna laugh and then I'm gonna cry and then I'm gonna go grab some wine and just be like, oh my god.
Why let that stop you? Why not embrace it?
All right. Okay, wait. All right. So wait. Unless we're planning on going over, which I know I don't really want to, because I mean I know that it's exhausting for everyone, especially because like you guys just keep breaking my heart and I want to get to Stars and Wishes because there's so much good stuff in this episode today. We can just call everything, we can call 7 mummers resolved after you narrate a complication. Like, I don't want to go full role play out because I mean it's going to require really punching out the unseen, and I mean like a half an hour if I'm going to try to do this and then go over for Stars and Wishes. I mean, I'll do it if you want, but again, I guarantee it's punchy. It'll be really punchy, and then we're going to go over because I really want to do Stars and Wishes. So, or we just do quick narration with a complication and we do Stars and Wishes so we end relatively on time. What do you want to do?
It seems like we're gonna do Stars and Wishes so we can end on time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
would prefer Stars and Wishes because it is 8 a.m. for me, my dudes.
Oof.
Yeah, let's be
Why do
respectful
you
of
all
people's
keep
time.
allowing this to happen to you, Eirinar?
Oh no, I don't actually mind it. It's just it gets a little late if we push the limit. That's all.
Sure, I get it. That's why I want to ask. Okay, so again, real quick. So complication for the 7 mummers is that you don't know, or let me ask you this. Let me ask you this first. Do you want to destroy or do you want to make a bargain with
Oh,
Beelzebub?
Mildred would absolutely want to destroy. This thing's been killing kids. Like,
Oh
she
yeah,
wants to destroy it.
we get to kill a demon. Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay, now,
Smoke is up for shooting things,
okay.
Yeah.
stabbing things.
All right. So I want to, so we're going to call this a bam 'em up, shmam 'em up, because it's like, there has to be a complication since you guys just made it. Yeah, just made it. Or mixed results. So like each person give me a narration of what happens when you meet up with Beelzebub and then you are trying to destroy him. And tell me what what price you paid. There was a cost in doing so in your own way. Okay. So again, narrate what you did towards destroying Beelzebub, but there was a cost.
That's not just like a condition.
That's not just a condition. Yeah. I mean, I won't give you a condition if you tell me what your cost is.
What if I want a condition?
Well, if you want a condition, I can slap one on you.
I want conditions. I like
my God.
conditions.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out what is a cost, but not something like mechanical. Like I lost my pocket money while I was fighting off like Cayman demons. Like
I was thinking maybe, if I remember right, we came up with the theory that he is Mrs. O'Sullivan's
brother.
Brother. Yeah.
Right. That
I
committed
want to
these
say
crimes
maybe.
before.
I want to say maybe like, in order to stop him, we needed her help and she sacrificed herself.
Yeah, but that's
That's a
her
cost,
sacrificing
okay.
herself. What's your
Not-
cost?
we
not
don't
us,
care.
yeah.
We don't know who this lady is. Like
Right,
that's no
that's
cost
fair.
to us.
Yeah, she already hates Mildred, so
That's true. She really hates Mildred for what
Oh,
happened.
right. I forgot about that. part.
Oh my God. I can't forget about that. Holy shit. That devastated me for the whole week.
I think it would be a good callback.
Mm.
If Atticus did a bad thing. And
big one, yeah.
I would want to pause it. Hold on, let me double check what lines and veils are. Excuse me for a moment.
Sure.
Okay,
Raz,
it is a
weirdly
veil.
Not on there.
It is a veil. I think one of those children that was used that we played marbles with was
Mhm.
used as bait.
Mm.
I think that Atticus betrayed the trust of a child, harmed the child in such a way that they were vulnerable to Beelzebub, and used them as bait. Kid got out, but Atticus did a really scummy thing for the hunt.
Oh gosh. Oh man.
And because that calls back to the confessing of sin scene, it
Yeah.
calls back to the marbles thing. Like,
Your condition is hunt scum.
hunt scum. Okay.
Hello.
I think I own that on itch actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think for Mildred, I think because she hasn't had the greatest relationship given what happened last time with people of Seven Dials.
Right.
So I think that she is going to stay home and use the ritual chamber, which would already give her a condition, tainted, I think it is.
I think so.
But she successfully, with the help of the others, and like especially like Sir Atticus using tricking a kid into bait, she manages to use those points of power within Seven Dials that the mummer has, or that Beelzebub has been using to sort of cage the spirits in. I think that she uses her power to break those, so that the 7 mummers that he's with, which were the 7 victims, that the spirit of the 7 victims that were sort of taking the forms of those mummers, she allows him to be free, so that he doesn't have any backup for when the others take care of him directly.
Anyone who benefits from your use of the chamber takes the following condition: tainted. So it's
Oh.
everybody too.
But I think they have to be in the chamber, right?
During this night phase, presence and sensitivity scores are.
Oh, I guess not. There doesn't
Nope.
say.
No,
Yeah.
anyone who benefits. So everybody take the condition tainted because
Oof.
Mildred's helping you out using the ritual chamber.
How we suffer.
Yes.
We
But,
just get to be super vulnerable again. That's cool. We're comfortable with that.
yeah, you guys are you really are. Okay. Smoke, Eligos, how do you pitch in, but what is your cost?
To deal with specifically mummers.
To deal with Beelzebub.
All right. Jack, how do you feel about this being basically a repeat of what we did with the West End Wraith?
Oh, where
You'd like incarnate him into flesh and then I kill him.
yeah.
Or I guess we kill him now that we have more than now that all of our killers are available.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
I think that, yeah. I think maybe she magically, or maybe this Atticus to help you out. Maybe she remotely commands the child into and she knows it's a risk, and you know she doesn't want to do it, but she trusts you enough to do it. But she psychically controls the child into obeying your commands, so that you're able to set the trap for him, and then releases him.
Definitely, everybody's tainted for that. I mean, for sure.
She didn't want to do it, but you know the kid got out. It's fine.
Yeah. No, it's fine.
I don't think the kid's fine, actually.
Okay, well, neither is Mildred, so it's fine.
Okay.
I'm thinking. Yeah, for Eligos, I mean, like, if you want to get a condition instead of cost, I think you're gonna have to say.
I mean, I like heat from Scotland Yard is a condition I could see myself taking. I'm also fine with burning one of my irregulars.
Oh, gotcha. To help you out, I think you've what's the word? I think you have alienated yourself from, let me tell you whom.
Kip
Well, here-
Longfellow,
well,
professional
yeah.
street urchin.
Yeah.
Maybe he was the kid that we trapped.
Yeah.
He's not dead, but he's dead to me.
Yeah.
Rather,
Well,
I'm dead to him.
Yeah.
You're dead to him. So yeah, take him out. Yeah. All right, and then Smoke.
I was going to be I was thinking of just, I mean, yeah, my action was going to just be going and like trying to shoot him or physically hurt him in some way. A complication. Like, I mean, yeah, maybe I hurt the kid by mistake or something. I mean, Smoke's very self beat up about these things usually. So if you want to give me a condition for that, that would work.
Yeah, I'm gonna say kid scars is your condition.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So that wraps up 7 mummers. Let me give you the rewards. Oh, so I'm gonna give you the instruments first, because then you have to choose between the two. Beelzebub's fiddle. This magic fiddle allows the person playing the instrument to compel everyone listening to it into a dancing mania that will not break until dawn. There is 1 use in total, but it can affect up to 7 people at once. The monkey stick is where you bang the stick on the ground and it causes a single person to focus intently on what you are saying or doing, ignoring all else around them for a moment. There are 7 uses in total for this.
Do the monkey stick. Come on, guys, you gotta monkey stick.
I'm pro monkey stick.
Yeah, monkey stick.
I'm
I was-
for
I
the
was- I
fiddle
was-
personally.
But it has one use.
You have to pick.
How many sessions do we have left, Mike?
But also, where are you going to get 7 people into a dancing mania till dawn? Like,
How
as
many
opposed to,
people are
you
in
know,
the?
There's
You
one.
literally just, am I in a conversation with someone? Bang, monkey stick, boom.
yeah,
And,
monkey
and
stick
what
you
does
can
that
use a lot more.
accomplish?
We have been traveling
catch
in
someone's attention.
We have been
It would be
traveling like as pairs, like a bunch of Sith, dude. Like one person with a monkey stick, you bang on the ground. The other person is free to go around.
Yeah, it's like, hey, can I have your attention, please? Bang.
Oh my
Alright,
God,
fine,
that's
if you want
great.
this.
Atticus will hit
sticks.
the ground with the monkey stick, and then Smoke can do literally whatever, man.
Okay, I'm going
No
to.
guarantees it's not gonna end in punching if that
Oh my
happens.
I really okay. So I will allow this on the condition that what Mike just described is never allowed to occur.
Okay,
I kid.
Atticus will not hold the monkey stick. Eligos can. You want the talking stick? You can have the talking stick. That is
Okay.
what it is.
Mike, I've put the monkey stick under moves reference tab, but you can take it out and put it into your personal quarters.
Wait, hold on. I get the monkey
I
stick.
don't
want
care
to
who
Gets
did
the
it.
monkey stick.
It's a
I don't know.
community monkey stick. We
Okay,
share
fine.
the stick.
All right.
Fine.
Now
It
that we've
stays in
talked
moves
about it this
reference.
much, I doubt we'll forget it.
You'll probably forget it, but anyway. My God, you guys are hilarious.
Love you too, man.
I know, you guys are great. I love it. I love it. Oh my God, you have no idea. Okay, here's the rest of the rewards.
Right? We get actual loot from this.
Oh,
All right.
Actual loot
Yes.
from this. Okay, so Casey Conroy becomes a recurring side character. You get 1 extra clue on the information move when you seek their counsel about London's children. Mrs. O'Sullivan becomes a recurring side character. I don't know about that. You get 1 extra clue on the information move when you seek her counsel about crime in London. A mummer's mask, describe it and add it to your personal quarters. A basket of Bridget Ryan's famous hot cross buns, add it to your personal quarters. A caterwaul print of one of Hargrave House's adventures, add it to your personal quarters. When this item is used, the player may choose which threat is described and what sensationalist erroneous detail was added. A memento from the investigation, ask another hunter what it is and then add it to your personal quarters. And then, of course, the monkey stick, which you picked.
I'm torn between the hot cross buns and the mummer mask.
I also want the hot cross buns because I feel like
feel like
I've collected baked goods before and I love a theme.
Go for it. Go for it.
Okay. Yeah. So go ahead and grab the hot cross.
Oh,
Since she survived, you know what? I'll take Mrs. O'Sullivan.
Smoke, what are you thinking?
I want to either ask somebody or I want the print. I'm not sure which.
You have a painting already too from something else. I can't remember which
I
one it
do.
was.
That was
Yes,
from
you
the
do.
I
drowned.
remember-
That was from the drowned guardian.
Drowned
I think.
Guardian. You picked the painting.
I did. No, I think I'll ask Mildred or well, Jack. What I got from the investigation.
We'll say that you got. I think in the final wrap up that you all ended up burning down that piece of property as part of like the quieting ritual to keep him down. But I think you managed to salvage Nutcracker with the bloody teeth.
Ooh,
Yeah.
nice. Go ahead and add that. And I added this small painting of the sea monster to your thing, or at least I thought.
All
I did.
right. Yeah.
Okay. So do I need to pick the monkey stick or do we get the monkey stick for free?
I think we're gonna get the monkey stick.
Because it's
I
listed as
realized
the
what
loot
happened.
here.
Oh, I see what you mean. I don't know. Matt?
You know what? I'm gonna say like, it's a communal property monkey stick because it's like you answered the question. So I mean, like I don't
Okay.
count it as we.
Atticus will take the mummer's mask.
Okay, go ahead. Oh, and you would describe it and add it to your personal quarters.
It is a stag head.
Ooh.
Yeah, just kind of uncomfortable as he takes this memento of this case, but he takes it anyway.
Great.
Atticus, you should really add more things to your teeth collection. Like
I mean-
you need to start collecting teeth of things we kill.
But like there was only one of the like describe a memento, so I wanted you to have that one. I will gladly like
Get some teeth.
want to see some teeth, kids.
I mean, there's a
Hey.
little bag of 7 kids' teeth if you need.
I didn't hunt the well. First off, those are kids' teeth. Second, he didn't hunt those fair and square. Demon
Maybe
teeth, on the
they
other
were-
hand, snap, pop it in the bag. There we go.
Maybe the kids' teeth were like, teeth that they broke, like milk teeth or something. Like it may not be kids'
Terrible. But
Yeah,
who
but-
The clue
knows?
says
We don't
freshly
know.
pulled.
What if fucking Victorian Freddy Krueger was playing Tooth Fairy for a
Oh
while?
God. Can you imagine? Oh shit.
Question.
Yeah.
So we have resolved 3 threats tonight.
Well, no. Resolve for the Whateley camera happens on its own.
Okay,
That
so
is
we
going to be its
resolved
own
2.
session.
Yeah.
Yeah, you only resolve 2. Oh yeah, we have
what-
to do dawn questions. Durr.
Well, I wasn't even thinking that. I was thinking the hunt.
Yes. That's violent. So I mean, you get an X
One-
for that.
1 X and 1 O.
Yeah, O for last time for the resolve for the what did we resolve last time? I can't even
Noble
remember.
cause?
Thank you. A noble cause. Yes, you get O for that, for the happy ending, and then you get X for the violent end of the 7 members threat.
And
Yeah.
the Pinkerton was also a peaceful ending.
Yeah, because I mean, basically, you guys exposed him, and then
We scared him off.
scared him
Simply-
off. So O for the Pinkerton.
Well, as far as Atticus is concerned, it was peaceful. I don't know if Smoke
Well, okay, so like Atticus knew about the letters or the things that
yeah, for
that
sure.
but I mean, I don't know if he knew about his best fighting buddy like happening to go over to Taggard's room and
Paying him a fun visit.
paying him a fun visit.
Atticus has no idea. Just Smoke saying, "I got you a present," and dropping a gun, and then moving on.
Yeah, that's probably what happened. It really is.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Oh my gosh.
Ho,
Okay,
ho,
yeah.
ho. Now I have a baby dragoon.
Oh my god. Okay, so
then I will need a description from each one of my fellow players as to what sensation I get of the beast. Just like a small sense that it has grown closer.
while they're thinking about that, Sir Atticus, we'll start with you. Did you answer a question? Hell yeah. Did you
Yes.
resolve a threat? Hell yeah.
Yes.
We didn't experience an echo in the night, so nobody gets that one. Did you taste someone or something else's blood, sweat, or other bodily
I
fluid?
have taken to the point where like I don't even change that one anymore. That is just like one of the things that Atticus does all the time. I didn't do that this session, unfortunately.
Okay. Did you revel in the thrill of the hunt? I think you did.
Did I?
I thought you did. Didn't you like revel in the?
When you were talking to Smoke, at least.
Okay,
Yeah.
yes, when we were talking about like
You're
yes, okay.
bragging. Oh my gosh.
okay.
Okay. Yes, take that point. Okay. Mildred, did you answer a question? Yes. Did you resolve a threat? Yes. No echo in the night for anybody. Did you have a face-to-face encounter with a dark entity?
No, I
No.
don't think so.
Did you counsel someone using your supernatural affinities on the basis for that advice?
Not really. No, it's fine though. I'm all maxed out.
That's true. Yeah. Okay. Eligos, did you answer a question? Yes. Did you resolve a threat? Yes. No echo in the night. Did you have a scene showing your secret private life in London? I'm gonna say yes.
We
It
opened
wasn't
with
quite
one.
London, but it was, yeah, good enough.
I switched it over. I
Okay.
switched it over because it keeps
There
happening.
is a word there
cannot
called subtly, and it just
So,
Wait, okay,
did
okay,
you
so the
subtly
question was-
express sexual desire for your employer, or you dress them or serve them?
Did you?
it says okay. It does say
I will
subtly.
defer
I
to
will
my
point
employer
out.
to answer that question.
I hope you did.
There is no subtext, there was only text.
Yeah, it was not
Hey,
subtle.
no, hey, there were several very long,
Lingering
meaningful
glances.
pauses.
Yeah.
What is this, a Jane Austen novel, bro?
Yes.
Come on.
Keep up.
Okay, so you have question, threat, and your subtle sexual desire.
Which is enough to level me up.
God.
He's so proud when he says it too.
2, totally. Okay. And then smoke. Question, yes. Threat, yes. Did you stick out in London society for all the wrong reasons? I don't think so.
No, not really,
Did you use violence to solve a problem? Hell yeah. So
I again, like Atticus, I never changed that one. That one's there all the time.
it's your thing. It's your thing. It's totally your thing. So yeah, take the 3 XP and you're good. And then yeah, so holy crap, this episode. Again, I've broken a few things. I've broken a few rules. So I hope you guys don't mind. And yeah, we're doing stars and wishes. So, stars for the things that you loved about this session, the gameplay, each other, yada yada. And then wishes for what you hope for when we come back after our weird break. For Whateley camera, because we're definitely going to be doing that as its own thing. Whateley camera will be its own thing. And then after Whateley is done, we will be hitting the mastermind threat. Oh, and so just to round it out before we truly start stars and wishes, the clue about the rumor about breaking mirrors in Buckingham Palace, that is a mastermind clue. I mean, like, I owed you all these clues before, like, but never got to them. And then there was a ledger hinting at the offering made by Queen Elizabeth to allow Titania to gift 1 night of nightmares to London every year while she was on the throne. And then what Eligos got in the bag, which he has not yet opened, but I'm going to tell you anyway what happened. So as a gift for her darling son, Titania gave him a bag containing a set of panpipes, his old panpipes, filled with blood. And that is your final mastermind clue.
Okay. Is that all of them? Do we have 15?
Yeah.
What do you do with the clues?
Yeah, how is the mastermind threat
now
solved?
what?
Like, the book doesn't say anything.
Oh,
So, like,
no. I mean, basically, the mastermind clues this way are given throughout the campaign as a countdown. So by certain points of the gifting the mastermind clues, there's certain things that need
yeah.
mentioned, and then you go through the layers, and then you mention more clues, and then stuff happens. I really wasn't on time with any of it, but then once you get to 15 clues, all like new threats cease. You finish up whatever you're doing, and then you go into the mastermind threat as soon as all outstanding.
Right. So do we investigate it, and
yes,
then we get new clues, and
I
those
can
ones
see
are
who
used to
has not
solve
watched Shadow Society's playthrough of season 1.
Stop shaming people for not watching your other content.
I know.
Oh
It's
my
fine.
God.
That's fine. It's fine. Because basically, I mean, like, again, it's like mastermind threat is its own thing, and it is usually a 2-shot. At least Jason played it as a 2-shot.
Okay.
And it's 2 shots, and it does come with its own question and opportunity that you have to answer and resolve.
Using these clues?
No.
Clues
Use like you new things that you investigate within the mastermind thread itself.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh man, so much stuff that I'm gonna rewatch and then just start taking notes again. So this way, it's like I know what to build on for the Whateley camera and then for the mastermind threat. So you guys are brilliant at giving me so much emotion, so much detail that you think it's like you could just toss it off as part of a mask or part of your backstory that you come up with on the fly. But these characters are so rich, and this is why I don't want to let them go until you guys reach the goddamn end. So, I mean, if you do want to let go, I don't blame you. I mean, like, like blood soak portal away if you really want to. But honestly, I think it's like you guys are so close. And I think, like, your characters would benefit from whatever end you end up seeing to complete the threat, the mastermind threat. Okay, so get you through Whateley camera, get you through mastermind threat, and then we'll see what happens, right? Okay, so so wishes again, just to see how you resolve, or yeah, how you get through the Whateley, through the fragrant void, and then see how you handle the mastermind threat with your characters being the way they are. And hopefully we see some closure, I hope, but that's just a wish, I'm sure, because you guys want to give me heart palpitations. It's great. And yeah,
I
that's
have
good.
some thoughts about that, actually.
Can't wait to see them. All right, whoever wants to go next.
I'll go because I have to leave soonish.
Yeah, please.
Stars, I absolutely loved all the vulnerable moves, like all there were 4, right? And like they
Mhm.
were all so good. Like
Yes.
just such a great way to start out the session. And like I really do like this sort of somewhat morbid, but also it ends up being funny anyway. Just the tone of this and how we deal with it. Like I really did really like. I think this is like, for me at least, one of the best sessions we've had so far. I'm so glad everyone was here as well, because again, that the first time that happened. And the only wish I think I have is like, I wish we could have had the time to go through Night Phase today, because I would have liked to see what Whateley camera, like the fragrant void situation. But I mean, such is life, I suppose. But yeah, I absolutely loved all the like interactions we had today. They were really nice.
I will piggyback off that to offer some specifics. Smoke and Atticus, Smoke like inviting Atticus to hunt her monstrous form. Fucking pitch perfect. I love that moment so much. And also just it like, I don't know what it is about Sir Atticus, but every time he opens his big dumb mouth, I fall a little bit more in love. He's so fucking entertaining. Jack, as always, I look forward to continuing to leave nothing resolved with you. And Mads, you're doing a great job. You're really, we're really flying by the seat of our pants here together, and you are the one holding it together. Wishes. I think perhaps being in a void outside of time and space might give Eligos enough wiggle room to actually say anything outright to Mildred. So we'll see.
Fair warning, Whateley camera will not be run with phases or anything like the regular setup structure for the between, just so you know.
That's fine.
Quick stars and wishes, because I too have to get running. But stars, Mads, really creative solution for tonight. I know that you wanted to get everything as much as you could in before we all go on break. So I did like the way that you resolved the 7 mummers with like just sort of giving these quick narrations. That way we could still kind of have like engagement with the end of the threat. I thought that was good. Eligos, I love the tension, and I love tormenting Mads with it. So I'm glad to have a partner in crime with that. I love my British Himbo. I feel like if he'd come into the game sooner, I would have totally just gone on a full like triangle with him and Eligos. Maybe a polycule, who knows? You know, she's open-minded. And then Smoke isn't here, but I really like their vulnerable scenes, especially with Atticus. I think that the two of them just have like a really good rapport. But it was nice to get one with Eligos and Smoke. I thought that that was much needed, well timed. And then yeah, Wish, excited to see the mastermind threat. I wanted to see what you have planned, because I've only seen Jason's do. I've only seen Jason do a mastermind threat, and I'm doing one right now, but it's not with Titania. And so, like, I'm curious to see how other people kind of do it, and hopefully learn some things. And yeah, and we'll see if Eligos and Mildred have some kind of finality to whatever they've got going on.
I will rush through quickly. Stars to Eligos and Mildred for the Jane Austen Award of strongest attention possible. Awards to again, Jack, a second time, because of the vulnerable move. You did a very good job of like looping in the church back into the whole like religious angle. It was a very like sensitive moment I had not expected, and it worked out well. Also, they're not here, but the moment with the smoke scene was very back and forth, where it was like, haha, very funny, very serious, like at what level are we able to like push ourselves as hunters, haha, funny again. Mads, I appreciate your patience very much with the bipolar tone I have brought with me. Thank you. Wish, I want to have a vulnerable scene with Eligos. We talked about this the last time. We have not had a chance aside from, yes, he seems like a good chap who fixes all the explosions in Hargrave House. Very, very tip-top sort of fellow. Just to like have a scene like person to person. I don't know if I can call it human to human, but like
I'm most of the way human, depending who you ask.
Yeah, okay. What else? Want to fight something. Want to fight something really bad. I know we got like a very condensed like dealing. I'm glad we got to kill the demon that was killing kids. Very good. Would like to fight something else. Looking forward to punching the fragrant void in the face. Or talking with it, which apparently, according to my hunter marks, is what I do more of now. But yeah, there we go.
So thank you guys so much for dealing with my bullshit and having bullshit of your own to deal with. It's wonderful.